The air is thick with anticipation, a storm of emotion brewing over State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. It's September 21st, 2025, just days away, and the nation is bracing for a moment that will sear itself into history, a farewell to Charlie Kirk, the 31-year-old dynamo who built Turning Point USA into a $79 million conservative juggernaut, rallying millions of young voters with his fiery, unapologetic voice. His absence is a wound that cuts deep, and the world is waiting to see how this massive memorial will unfold. Who will show up to honor this larger-than-life figure? What surprises are in store at this unprecedented gathering? And how will Erika Kirk, his widow and mother of their 2 young children, carry the weight of this moment? The stadium, home to the Arizona Cardinals and capable of holding over 70,000 souls, is prepped for a sea of mourners dressed in Sunday best red, white, and blue, a patriotic tribute to Charlie's legacy. The event is free but registered, sold out in hours, with millions expected to watch live streams on FOX, CNN, and X. The tension is electric, a mix of grief and resolve, but the details are cloaked in mystery. What's going down at this funeral? Stick with me, fam, because we're diving into every angle. When and where it's happening, who's expected to show, how it'll go down, and what Erika might do. This isn't just a service, it's a defining moment, and we're breaking it all down. Smash that like button, drop justice for Charlie in the comments, share with your squad, and hit subscribe with the bell on. You won't want to miss this. Let's set the stage. On September 11th, 2025, at Utah Valley University, UVU in Orem, Utah, Charlie Kirk was on stage for his American Comeback Tour, firing up 3,000 students with his bold takes as a Trump ally and Turning Point USA co-founder. Mid-Q&A, tackling a question about transgender issues, a single shot rang out from the Lozy Center rooftop 175 yards away, striking Charlie in the neck. Chaos erupted, screams, stampeding students, and X flooded with graphic videos. Federal agents swarmed in 16 minutes, launching a manhunt that gripped the nation. Over 11,000 tips poured in, but an early FBI fumble, detaining an elderly man, sparked outrage online. The breakthrough came from a family tip, leading to the arrest of 22-year-old Tyler Robinson from Washington, Utah, on September 12th. Now, Utah prosecutors are seeking the death penalty, one of 5 states where firing squad is an option, with charges like aggravated assault, felony firearm discharge, obstruction of justice, twice, witness tampering, twice, and violent crime with children present. Tyler, once a straight-A student with a 34 HT score, turned more left and trans rights oriented, driven by his relationship with transgender roommate Lance Twiggs and his hatred for Charlie's views. His parents, Matt and Amber Robinson, are devastated, with Matt rejecting a $1.15 million reward, saying, "My son wronged the Kirk family, and it's my responsibility to help him face that mistake. The money goes to them, the nation mourns, and all eyes turn to the funeral, what's about to go down." On September 21st, State Farm Stadium will transform into a sacred space for Charlie Kirk's memorial, a venue chosen for its 70,000-plus capacity to hold the flood of mourners expected from across America. The event kicks off at 10 a.m. MST, with doors opening at 9 a.m., and it's already sold out despite being free. Every attendee had to register online, a nod to Charlie's meticulous organizational style. The dress code, Sunday best in red, white, or blue, will paint the stadium in patriotic colors, reflecting Charlie's love for America. Live streams on Live Now from FOX, WUSA 9, CNN, and X will beam the event to millions, with cameras positioned to capture every moment. Security is next level. Secret Service, Glendale Police, FBI agents, magnetometers, drones, and K9 units will lock down the perimeter, a fortress of grief given the high-profile attendees and the case's intensity. The stadium's massive video board will display a message, celebrating the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk, an American legend. The setup screams spectacle, but the heart of it is raw emotion. What will happen when the doors open? Who's walking through those VIP entrances? The suspense is killing us, and the nation's glued to the edge of their seats. As the clock nears 9 a.m. on Sunday, the parking lots will buzz with blacked-out SUVs, luxury cars, and private jets landing at Phoenix Sky Harbor. The first to arrive will likely be Erika Kirk, Charlie's widow, stepping out of a black limousine with their 2 young children, a boy and girl under 5. Erika, expected to wear a simple black dress with a red scarf as a nod to Charlie's patriotism, will carry the weight of her grief publicly for the first time. Sources say she's been surrounded by close allies since Charlie's casket was flown back to Arizona on Air Force Two, escorted by Vice President J.D. Vance and his wife, Usha. The Vances, expected to arrive with Erika, are more than political figures. They're friends who've supported her through this nightmare. Their arrival will spark cheers and tears, with Turning Point USA volunteers holding signs reading "Charlie's fight continues." But the crowd will be whispering, "Who else is coming?" The guest list is under wraps, fueling speculation on X about a who's who of conservative giants. Will President Donald Trump show up in person? What about other heavyweights? The secrecy is deliberate, building tension like a blockbuster movie, and every arrival will feel like a reveal. The expected attendees are a roll call of conservative power. President Trump, who ordered U.S. flags at half-staff and will award Charlie the Presidential Medal of Freedom posthumously, is the biggest name. Sources confirm he's planning to attend, a massive draw given his bond with Charlie, who mobilized millions for his campaigns. Donald Trump Jr., a close friend and collaborator, is also expected, likely arriving with other Turning Point allies like Sergio Gore. Tucker Carlson, Charlie's media mentor, is rumored to be there, his presence a nod to their late-night strategy sessions. Political heavyweights like Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard are on the speculated list, their attendance signaling Charlie's far-reaching influence. Stephen Miller, Trump's former advisor, is another likely face, given his work with Charlie on the MAGA movement. These titans aren't just showing up for respect, they're signaling the conservative movement's unity in the face of loss. But who else might slip in unannounced? The secrecy keeps the crowd guessing, with X posts buzzing. How will the funeral unfold? Organizers have planned a tightly choreographed event, blending faith, patriotism, and tribute. At 10 a.m., a local Arizona pastor, a Kirk family friend, will open with a prayer invoking Charlie's Christian faith, setting a tone of resilience. A choir of Turning Point USA students will sing "Amazing Grace," a hymn Charlie loved, as the video board plays a montage of his life. Co-founding Turning Point at 18 in a Chicago garage, rallying Trump crowds, debating on campuses, and quiet moments with Erika and their kids. The casket, draped in an American flag with a small worn Bible beside it, a nod to Charlie's faith, will be center stage, a stark symbol of his sacrifice. The program will feature a series of speakers, though their identities remain under wraps to heighten suspense. Organizers hint at major figures who will share personal stories of Charlie's humor, drive, and vision. Trump's presence is expected to be the climax, with sources saying he'll deliver a personal tribute tying Charlie's work to the MAGA legacy. But what will he say? Will he address the shooting directly? The crowd will hang on every word, knowing his words could shape the movement's future. Erika Kirk's role is the emotional core. Sources close to the family say she's planning to speak, a last-minute decision that stunned organizers. Erika, a private figure thrust into the spotlight, is expected to take the stage with her children, delivering a message from the heart. Will she speak of grief, faith, or defiance? Ex-posts speculate she'll vow to continue Charlie's work, raising their kids in his spirit and leading Turning Point USA forward. Erika's a fighter. She'll honor Charlie with fire. One supporter tweeted, "Her moment could be the funeral's defining one, a widow's cry that resonates beyond the stadium. Will she call out the forces that took her husband? Will she rally the crowd?" The suspense around her words is palpable, with organizers keeping her plan secret to maximize impact. As a mother, she'll likely shield her kids from the spotlight but use their presence to underscore Charlie's family-first values. Her speech, whatever it says, will be raw, real, and unforgettable. The funeral's logistics are a feat. State Farm Stadium, with its retractable roof and massive video screens, will feel intimate despite its size. The event is free, but registration was mandatory, with 70,000 seats claimed in hours. Live streams will reach millions, with FOX, CNN, and X platforms hosting feeds. Security is airtight, Secret Service for Trump and Vance, FBI for safety, drones, and K-9s, given the case's profile and Tyler's arrest. The dress code, red, white, and blue, will create a visual spectacle, with Turning Point volunteers in red shirts guiding attendees. The program will last about 2 hours, with music, prayers, and tributes, ending with a ceremonial exit of the casket. Afterward, a private burial is planned, though details are secret. The stadium will empty slowly, with mourners sharing hugs and stories, but the buzz will continue online. What does this mean for Turning Point? For conservatism? For Erika? Now let's talk about why we're here. Tyler Robinson, 22, from Washington, Utah, was arrested on September 12th, 33 hours after the UVU shooting. A straight-A student with a 34 ACT score, Tyler was raised in a Republican Mormon family by Matt, a 27-year sheriff's veteran, and Amber, a social worker. Amber's old Facebook post called him a genius, proud of his Utah State scholarship and gun skills from family shooting trips. But Tyler shifted, becoming more left and trans rights oriented, per Amber's statement to investigators. His hatred for Charlie's transgender views, seen as attacks on his transgender roommate Lance Twiggs, drove him. Tyler confessed to Lance via text, "I did it for people like you. Charlie's hate had to stop." After firing the Mauser 30-006 rifle from the rooftop, Lance, horrified, turned over texts detailing Tyler's plan, tracking Charlie's tour, retrieving the rifle, hiding it in bushes, changing outfits. Matt turned Tyler in after recognizing him in FBI photos, rejecting a $1.15 million reward. "My son wronged the Kirk family. It goes to them." Tyler faces aggravated assault, firearm discharge, obstruction twice, witness tampering twice, and crime with children present, with Utah seeking the death penalty. The case fuels the funeral's stakes. What will speakers say about it? What's next? The funeral could spark a movement. Erika's expected to take a bigger role at Turning Point, continuing Charlie's campus activism and voter drives. Trump's presence might signal new initiatives, with X speculating a Charlie Kirk Fellowship for young conservatives. The attendees, Trump, Vance, Rubio, RFK Jr., Gabbard, Don Jr., Carlson, Miller, represent a united front, but what will they pledge? Will they address Tyler's motives? The nation's watching, from Arizona to X, where posts debate, will Erika lead the charge? Is this MAGA's turning point? Charlie, born in Arlington Heights, Illinois, to Kimberly, counselor, and Robert, architect, built Turning Point from a garage inspired by Limbaugh and Breitbart. His faith, family, and fight defined him. Vigils continue, his podcast lives on, and supporters call him an American hero. Well done, faithful servant. So fam, what's your take? Will Erika's moment ignite a fire? Who'll steal the show, Trump or an unannounced guest? Drop justice for Charlie in the comments and spill your thoughts. Smash like, share, subscribe. This funeral's historic. What would you say at Charlie's service? Let's talk below and honor his legacy.